Hey guys, back with another quick look. This time it is a quick look for the new dungeon event, Circle of Signs. So let's get into it. First off, I see the new gear, Chillax. Huh. Well, it's a smash gear. It's not bad. Adept smash. I don't hate it. I don't really like it. It's just fine how it is, I guess. I should have figured that DeNA was going to put out something like this because with the last event being the Hermes event with the auto proc random skill, basically, I figured that they'd have some sort of quicken self gear, you know, just because that's what it preyed off of basically, and they've been forcing Sting on pretty much everyone lately, so I guess I kind of should have expected this. It's not a gear that I'm going to be going for, but it's pretty cool. I can see what they're trying to do with it, and it's not bad for sure. It's definitely something that Shamus users and people that use Hermes would probably like a lot, so definitely a decent gear. And now we have the best gear that has came out as a daily prize. Uh, Probably for a very long time, and definitely better than the last one, the Epic Box or whatever it was called. Papa Zapper is awesome. It has a double skill, first of all, so it's a gear with a double skill. That's fantastic just in itself. Um, then you see that it's an agility boost and an attack boost. Now, initially, this might not seem like it's that great, but if you're someone that uses preempt fighters like I do, then you definitely need to look into getting this because 700 on both of them, it means that you can superfuse attack and not have to worry about agility on Amaralis's for like PvP. And then on top of that, you have the extra attack that you wouldn't have normally. And you also have a double skill. So no matter how this pans out, it's going to be fantastic, and I'm really excited to get it. I'm definitely going for it. So we'll see how that goes, but I have some high hopes for this one. So Polypodia is interesting. I really don't know what to think of it yet. Its stats are okay. It has a double skill. I'm honestly not sure what that is, but I guess we'll see. It has a pretty decent attack, and its HP and defense are also okay. It's probably a warlock. I want to say it's a warlock because it has a really high wisdom as well. But it has some decent stats, so I don't know. We'll see with this one. I'm not really sure yet. And we have another single target guru, which I really appreciate. We've had a drought of them recently, and then with this last event and now this event, we have some more of them to use. So I'm pretty happy that DeNA decided to do that, because as I mentioned in the last quick look, there's been a drought of single target gurus lately, and it's become harder and harder to find them because as people quit and leave the game, they get stuck on those accounts, and then the newer players come in and everything's more expensive than it should be, and all of this leads to an inflation on single target gurus, especially because they don't get made very often. So I'm pretty happy with this. So I'm gonna tell you what I like about this is the sprite looks pretty awesome, kind of like a tornado mole with gold armor or something. I don't know. It looks pretty cool in my opinion. That's about it. On to the next one. So from what I've heard, Barthok is a preempt all, despirit all. So if that's true, if that's really what it is, then that's fantastic, and we should definitely look into getting this, because it's every other turn. I understand that preempt all every other turn is kind of crappy, but the despirit all makes it so it's interesting. It does have a niche use, and I can definitely see that coming into play with how powerful it is just already. It has 5200 attack and 5400 agility, so it can definitely be used in a lot of different senses. And its HP is okay, not great, but for a rogue, I think it's a rogue anyways, I wouldn't really expect it to be much different. Anyways, its stats are pretty good, and with super fusions, I could see it being very powerful. So it's an elite skill, so it might actually be an elite preempt all, which would be amazing and consistent and very high damage with super fusions. So we'll have to look into this a little bit farther when the event's over or when people start actually getting it. But this is definitely something to look into because I don't know, I could see it having a lot of uses, not even being a niche use, but like a new meta, so to speak. So we'll see how it goes. And we have a Palermore recolor, which I think is a pretty awesome recolor. I love the sprite on this. Its attack over 7,000, fantastic. Its HP leaves something to be desired. Its defense is abysmal, terrible, ugh. But its wisdom's okay, and the shock all could definitely it can be used. It's going to be used by either players seeking good super fusion fodder, so it'll have like it gives it over 840 attack super fused, so that's really good. And we see that the HP is okay. So even people that want to superfuse some HP into it, you could superfuse like 2100 HP into it, have it over 6000, and it would be a pretty awesome tank. So overall, I can see this being useful in a lot of situations. For its use in PvP, for its use in even raid or siege, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe we'll see it being used more than I'm thinking, but we'll see. It's definitely going to be very expensive just for its value in superfuse fodder. If it'll see any use after that, I don't know. We'll have to see, but I don't know. I'm kind of torn on this one. It doesn't have great stats, but with super fusions, it can have fantastic stats. So we'll see. Again, DeNA with the cryptic descriptions for skills. What does it mean? The wind that blows ill always gusts twice. It's a double skill. So what I'm thinking is it's probably either a double hitting attack based single target skill, or if they're going absolutely out of their minds, it'll be a all hitting and then a single hitting skill, or even an all hitting and then another all hitting skill. I'm not sure what it is. It really kind of seems like a strange skill just because of how it's described, but we'll see, I guess. I really have no clue what to even think of this. This event kind of has me a little confused if you can't tell. The descriptions on the double skills are kind of cryptic, and I don't really know what they're going to do until we can actually see what they're going to do. There's a lot of different people that are speculating about it, but speculation means absolutely nothing until it's confirmed. So we'll see how this event actually turns out later on, I guess, but as for now, I really don't know. The stats on the fighters are definitely really good though. So as you can see, Trenthon, I don't know. 5600 HP, 6400 attack, 3450 defense. Not bad at all. I like the HP. It's pretty high, especially for a dungeon fighter, so that's nice to see. Definitely can use some super fusions in HP or defense. Its attack is really good how it is, though you could probably use it more, especially if it scales off of attack on its skill, which we really don't know yet, so I guess we'll see about that. It could use super fusions in defense because it only has 3450, but it could probably use HP a little bit more than defense, so in the future, I guess we'll see how these are used. I really like where DeNA is going with this, though. I really like the double skills, the whole different attitude they're taking towards making skills, and instead of getting the weekly repeats that we've been getting lately, we're getting new stuff and new edge. The sign edge, that's a fantastic idea. Whoever came up with that needs a raise. That's great. It gives some life to a game that's starting to lose some interest from a lot of its players. So I really like where they're going with this. Yeah, so thank you guys very much for watching. Really appreciate it as always. If you enjoyed the video, if you get something out of it, please consider subscribing. It helps me out a lot. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, drop them to me below or via PM. I check all PMs, all messages, all comments. So yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching, and until next time.